You can't keep getting away with it!
Alright, so this is a first for the channel. The topic of today's video being centered around
Fortnite.
a game that I've been playing for a very long time. And I would say it's my personal main game. But I figured now would be a perfect time to make a video covering Fortnite because today there was a live event and I really wanted to cover the community's reaction to this event because Fortnite's an interesting game where people have very different opinions on the game, and I like reading and hearing people's perspective on where Fortnite is and how Fortnite is doing and stuff, because many people have different opinions. They'll say like the game is dead or the game isn't doing well, and some people say, well, the game's thriving and everything. So but today's video we'll be talking about the community's reaction on Twitter. I'm going to take some tweets and we're going to see how the community reacted to this event. But first, if you don't know Fortnite, they do live events, and Epic Games has been doing this since June 30th of 2018, and would start popularizing live events, essentially like big moments in the game that take place during the match. And other companies would attempt to do live events themselves. A good example is Destiny. They did 2 live events. But over time, companies started to do live events less and less, and really the only game that kind of stuck with doing live events was Fortnite. They would continue to make live events throughout the many years, and them consistently putting out live events would help Fortnite grow popular. And it was one of the many reasons why people fell in love with the game. There is one aspect I do want to talk about that I'll talk into more later on in the video. But let's fast forward now to the Doom event that happened today. And what is the community's thoughts about this event, and how did people think the live event was? Well, let's get into it. So here's some tweets I kind of want to outline. Hypex put out this tweet that said 5.7 million people attended this Fortnite mini event, which is a huge number. But there were people in the tweet, 5 million disappointed players. It was mid, in my opinion. And as you can see in the comments, people were saying it was bad. It reminded me of Fracture. Fracture, if you don't know, is a live event that I think the community has deemed the worst live event in Fortnite's history. I would agree that live event was not good. We were just essentially doing chores and activities for like half an hour, just waiting for the big ending cutscene to pop up. But honestly, I think most people can agree, not every Fortnite event is going to be like a 10 out of 10 amazing. It was a new idea that they tried. It didn't work. But back to the topic of the Doom event. As you can see, some people's reactions were, and some people being harsh, some people being positive. I would say this event was kind of mixed on the reaction. Honestly, the tweets I've been seeing personally are meme tweets of people making memes about the event, like this one. Hey Doom, I heard you're pretty strong, and Goku staring at them. Some people say it was the most anticlimactic end to a character since Harold. But there were 2 big tweets from 2 Fortnite content creators that really made me want to kind of make this video. The first tweet comes from Jojo Josiah. To anyone who didn't like the event, you are a little baby back. I'm gonna bleep that part. That was awesome. And then he put a tweet below that, fighting Doom in a community-focused event will be top 10 favorite Fortnite memories for me forever now, dude. I think that's a typo. Actually, so insane to me how anybody could dislike that. I love these mini events so much. And then someone put out, it was cool, but also inconvenient. It took an hour for 1/4 of Doom's health to drop. I'm thinking it's gonna take a bit before he dies, as I'm getting off to get something to eat. He gets defeated within minutes. Now I'm left feeling salty. I almost left to get food too. I don't know, man. I feel like people have the right to be a little bit disappointed. It wasn't bad per se, but I can see why others were disappointed. I liked it for the most part, but it was very flawed still. I'm gonna try and give you, and he responded, I'm gonna try to give you benefit of doubt here. How is it flawed? It played a lot like the other mini events in this chapter, and I love those. This was an hour-long boss fight, so sick. So that was some of JoJo Josiah's tweets. Now let's transition to Clark Kent, pretty great Fortnite YouTuber, and this is the tweet he made. I think this live event showed me how unappreciative this community really is. This was not the greatest live event we've ever had. If you didn't like it, that's also okay. But to say this was the worst event and it shows how Epic is lazy is insane to me. We went from no events in Chapter 4 to getting a new event every season in Chapter 5, each one building on the last. We are getting a lot of what we've been asking for. But I don't feel like the player base is allowing themselves to enjoy it or even notice the effort being put into everything. Once again, if you don't like it, that's fine. But not liking something is not the same as something being lazy or bad. Lol. I 100% agree. It's crazy to think, but last chapter we got no live events except the one at the very end, Season OG, and that was the only one we got. We didn't really get storyline events in Chapter 4, and I think this. Say what you want about this chapter in terms of gameplay. If you don't like the bullet drop, if you don't like the flow of the game, you don't like the map. But at least Epic is trying to make live events. At least Epic is trying. And to me, they've been putting out solid live events. I think my opinion on this Doom event was that I thought it was really cool to have a boss fight on the map that we have to take, like, it's gonna take time. But the idea of fighting Doom on the map and all of us putting in damage match over match was a really cool idea. And I'm glad that Epic, like I said, I'm glad that Epic is continuing to make live events and have them be different but somewhat similar each time. Respect is much needed there. I think part of the community just is setting themselves up for disappointment because they expect every little event to be on the caliber of like huge events like the Mech versus the Monster, but that simply isn't the case. Or the Galactus event, that just simply isn't the case. We knew that this was going to be an event on the map and it wasn't going to be like a game mode event. I mean, even though game mode events, the last one we got was the, the Fracture event. That was like, ooh. But yeah, I think that, look, I just want to say that I think that there's a part of the Fortnite community, it's not everybody, but there's a part of the community that no matter what Epic does, no matter what they try to do, they will always hate what they do. It doesn't matter if you give them an event. It doesn't matter if you do this or that. It's still that part of the community. It's never going to be enough. And I'm not saying that Epic is void from criticism. I'm not saying that at all. Everybody has every right to criticize Epic for the locker changes and maybe not even liking this event. But to say that Epic is lazy and that they're a company that is really not trying is completely not true. If they weren't trying, they wouldn't make any content for the game. And honestly, they would just simply let the community do all the work with creative. I think if they truly were lazy, they would let creative carry Fortnite. Which, if you ask me, if they let creative carry Fortnite, honestly, sadly, I just don't think that creative is at that level to carry Fortnite. They still have to make content for BR. If they were lazy, they would have just completely let creative take over. But this tweet that I'm about to outline is a good piece of criticism. I wasn't a big fan of the event, but I gotta admit, it's still actually insane how Epic can manage to pull this off. Nobody's doing it like Fortnite. I just didn't like the whole fighting Dr. Doom part because I was just getting sprayed by people the whole time and dying to them. That is a fair criticism about these events this chapter. They're not game modes, so you have to actually go into a game and risk getting killed and missing the event. There actually was a person during the Doom event that actually tried to kill me, And what happened was I drove up in a car, and this person that was behind me, they drove up in a car, but they were still a distance away. And what happened is they actually decided, like, they were emoting and stuff at first, and they were being, like, I guess nice, and we weren't doing anything. But then when the event started, they started shooting me. And I was like, okay, well, this guy is clearly, he's trying to kill me. And there is no doubt in my mind that there are people that go into these events to ruin it for other people. That's another part of the community I want to talk about. How there's people that just want to ruin it for others. That sucks, and that's sad, and there's many tweets out there calling out those people. It doesn't matter though. Sadly, that will be a thing forever and ever. There's always going to be people that want to ruin it for others, and that's sad. That's the sad reality of doing it like this. The only way to kind of fix that is to have live events and game modes where you can't kill any people. But what do you guys think about the live event? Did you love it? Did you hate it? But leave it all down in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.